In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie in the morning while I'm driving. Ronnie, I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
Grand rising to everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Max Boogie, Foot Soldier, Nappy Child, I appreciate you guys for being here and commenting. Bush Baby, hey Bush Baby, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. You and Nappy Child. I think Foot Soldier was there yesterday afternoon. I thank you guys for being here. Did you guys hit the like button on your way in? If you didn't, can you please hit the like button? I would greatly appreciate that. So let's get into what we're going to get into today. Hey, Big Brenda, Grand Rising Madison, Z Sarah, hello. I think it's Antigone 8, Grand Rising. It is good to see all of you. Grand Rising, Truth and Reason. So a lot of news have been breaking off of that news that we were watching yesterday, and it's kind of it seems to be a lot of bad news as well. I'm going to share this with you and see what you guys think. Let me see. I mean, it was obvious news, so, there's that. I want to share something with you. Okay. If you watched my program yesterday afternoon, you got your spirits lifted when you saw this. Okay, but it's kind of short-lived, it appears, but we're gonna have to keep up. We're gonna have to keep up the fight. So let me share my screen with you.
he has been eating his proverbial Wheaties, I'm happy to report that Congressman John Larson is definitely back and at full strength. He has been eating his proverbial Wheaties. He appears to be very hydrated, very energized, and may I suggest you get out of his way. Watch this.
Men and women on this committee are good people. They're honest and caring people. And that's why I do not understand why you would relegate this committee to no longer being of significance and resort to saying you will do whatever Elon Musk and Donald Trump tell you to do. Where's the independence of the committee? Where's the legislature? We're an equal branch of government. And you start off with a blather, and yet look at the empty seats here. Where's Elon Musk? I'm sure he's a genius and is a very credible person because of the wealth he's accumulated. But that does not put him above the law or the responsibility to come before this committee in this Congress. If he's so great, if these plans and all the fraud and abuse that he's found are so eminent, why isn't he here explaining it? You know why. Because he's out to privatize Social Security. He's been on television the last couple of days talking exactly about Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and what he intends to do. Privatize it. The American people, some of them may have been born at night, but not last night. People are aware of this. Every single one of your districts. Now you have someone coming in to privatize a system, something you have longed to do going back to 1982, because Elon Musk thinks that this is the best thing to do. President Trump has called Social Security a scam. Elon Musk, as chairman, as Mr. Neal said, called it a Ponzi scheme. Ask that of the people in your district. Ask that, Mr. Smith, of the more than 198,000 people in your district who rely on Social Security, and you won't even let the person who's planning to privatize it, who's telling the big lie in front of everyone, in bold as he possibly can, saying, this is what we're going to do. The Congress is in our back pocket. We don't even have to come before them and testify because we control the House, we control the Senate, and we control the presidency. And it's the tyranny of the executive. It's why these resolutions were first adopted back in 1789, because the founding fathers knew that the executive branch does not have total authority over the legislature unless you have a willing party that says, no, we're going to do exactly what you tell us to do, Mr. Musk and Mr. President. It doesn't matter to our constituents. It doesn't matter how much money they are not going to receive. We're not even going to tell them the truth about what's going to happen to them. They administer to over 70 million people in the nation's #1 anti-poverty program for the elderly and children. Shame! Shame! Can't bring people in front of this body? If he's right, if they're so good, if they're so just, why aren't they here telling the American people about it? They're not, because you know the truth. It's about privatization. I yield back.
That is veteran Democratic Congressman John Larson of Connecticut, just ripping the bark off today about Social Security.
Okay, so yes, I started watching it, and then I was like, people need to know these things. So I started a live. If you want to watch my live from yesterday afternoon, I just let it play, let the speaker speak, and you can tell who is disgusted by this and who was trying to deflect and throw up red herrings and everything. And it was quite a sight to see, I must tell you. I already had this. I had this segment queued up to play, what he had to say, and two other gentlemen, what they had to say. And this second, okay, so let me let this finish playing, and I'll get to the other gentleman that I wanted you to listen to.
Security and what Republicans are really doing here. And indeed, as he was ripping that bark off in Congress, look at what the Washington Post was publishing just down the road. Quote, Social Security facing pressure from DOGE weighs big cuts to phone service. Agency considers ending phone program that is used by millions of elderly and disabled Americans. One gobsmacked Social Security Administration employee told the Post today that this radical change, this radical cut to services that they were moving on in the Trump administration, quote, would be the single largest service disruption in agency history ever. The single largest service disruption in Social Security ever. Elon Musk's plan for Social Security was to, quote, end telephone service for claims processing, instead directing elderly and disabled people to the internet and to in-person field offices. Quote, the agency's toll-free number is a mainstay for older customers who do not have online access or who have trouble navigating the internet. About 40% of the claims that get made to Social Security are made over the phone, using this phone line that Elon Musk now wants to kill. 40% of the claims at the agency. And naturally, this move to close.
Let's pause here. Can some of you imagine your parents, and those of you who are young enough to still have grandparents, can some of you imagine them having to navigate the internet? And let's say that some seniors do not have the leisure or the blessing to have family members around them who could help walk them through this, who could input this information and understand this information on the internet for your said parents or grandparents. See, because some families are intact, but you have to realize the people who are alone, the people who families don't have anything don't have no time for them, don't check up on them, don't make sure they're okay. 40% of the service. So do you right there? That's leaving people left behind. Nobody's answering. I guess nobody. I'm really serious. I really want to know what you guys think, because if you, in doing this, in telling these stories, the whole point that I'm trying to make is too many times in the beef sector, people think that you're telling stories to tell stories about your personal life, because they cannot wrap their mind around the fact that people live different lives. And far be it from me to pretend like everyone lives the way I live, so therefore there is nothing for me to worry about, because we have to understand they are taking people off their jobs. They are trying to eliminate the social safety net for seniors and disabled people, and we're gonna act like it's not gonna affect you and the I'm not worried about anything of it all, because that's not me. What's gonna happen to this country when you put a slew of people in desperate situations. It's going to affect you, and it's going to affect yours. Because people are going to start people are going to start getting what they need by hook or by crook. It's going to affect you. But it's not going to affect them. They have the Chicago Police Department standing shoulder to shoulder to protect their car dealership. The Chicago Police Department that is paid from your tax dollars, the richest man in America who could purchase his own personal security. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about waste, fraud, and abuse as they show it in your face every motherfucking day. But y'all want to pretend like y'all some motherfucking fairies. Not y'all. People in the beef sector want to pretend like they some motherfucking rich, independent fairies running around here. And can only talk about the conversation in shallow conversations and no details about what's really about to hit this fucking United States of America. I didn't mean to preach or get on a soapbox. Let me let Rachel finish her story.
The phone line and instead force old people and disabled people to go in person to in-person field offices. Naturally, that comes as Donald Trump is firing 7,000 people who work at Social Security and closing tons of the aforementioned field offices. President Biden's Social Security Administrator, former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley, ripped the bark off himself in his comments to the Post on this planned cut. Quote, "It would certainly appear," he said, "that they're trying to break the capacity of the agency to serve its customers. And I suppose if they're trying to dismember the agency, liquidate its assets, sell pieces of it to their billionaire friends to run, they have to discredit the agency in the eyes of its customers. And they do that by breaking its ability to serve."
Exactly. It has been tooting along. And this Social Security will be insolvent by this year, that year, the other year, the next year. It's running out of money. It's not as many people contributing to Social Security nowadays. Well, they would be contributing more if you raise the minimum wage. How about that? How about that number one thing? Okay, so if nothing is done to Social Security, it has actually been figured out that 83% of what Social Security pays out, they could continue to pay out if they do nothing. If they tweak it, they can get it up to 100%. But no, they want to tell you how broken it is. They want to throw a brick through the window and tell you how broken the window of Social Security is by firing all these people, trying to put seniors and disabled people on the internet, only able to interact with them via the internet. But how many people did they say is on Social Security? I think, I can't remember. I can't remember how many people, because I don't want to give the wrong number. But they're talking about 40% of the people, of these old people, of these disabled people. And some disabled people may be disabled to the point where they don't have their mental faculties. They don't have a way to access the internet. See, everybody in this United States of America is not living the same way. If you just drive this United States of America, you will see a whole lot of abject poverty just on the highway, driving state to state. You will see it. just from the road, not having to stop. While they make it like America is something different, while they paraded out $100,000 cars at the same time that they are firing mass amounts of people who actually does the work. They're because they are partisan. Let's keep it above. They said that these people are partisan. What was the first thing they said that they wanted to who they wanted to fire from these federal agencies? DEI hires, and anybody who had anything to do with DEI hires and the DEI hires. So that meant black people. That was code for black people. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. But we have a whole slew of black people who act like, well, I guess they have to live in their pretend world and act like it's not coming for them. See, because it was okay when they thought that AI was just taking the jobs of people who did menial work like stock grocery shelves and all of that. We were even okay with it and didn't say anything when you found out that AI had automated 18-wheelers out here driving trucks, taking jobs of truck drivers. And let's not forget, the muskrat wants to put AI in all cities, in cities such as New York City, to drive cabs and all of this, even though the technology has proven to be faulty. So these are the types of things, and I wonder who's going to get the contract for that. I wonder who's going to get the contract for that, because he wanted to make sure that AI cars, that the self-driving cars, would not be able to be reported. He was fighting a case that his cars were reported being driverless cars on accidents. He didn't feel that should be printed or used anywhere on accidents reports. When these AI cars, these self-driving cars, have been in many of accident and have caused people to lose their lives. Okay, who's going to get these contracts? And the last 2 rockets he shot up in the air fell out of the sky in pieces. So at what point is he going to take the money back from himself for waste, fraud, and abuse? Because he pretends to be such a good expert in shooting off these rockets. And what is he shooting off these rockets for? Who would keep giving a motherfucker contracts that they cannot fulfill? Their fucking shit is blowing up all over the earth as trash. And he keep procuring all of these government contracts. Let me let Rachel, I'm all off topic. I apologize.
The Post says, quote, "The DOGE-driven proposal to shift all claims processing online and to in-person offices has spurred pushback internally," employees said, and from outside experts, for the same reasons, that it would be likely to imperil millions of Americans' ability to receive their earned benefits. This is what they're doing. This is what's going on.
Not their entitlement, their earned benefits. Let's continue.
And so this is what happens today. Congressman John Larson, who I just showed you, screams his freaking head off in Congress about it this morning. Screams at them. And then at noon, the Washington Post publishes this horror movie script about their plan, indeed, to rip the guts out of Social Security. Beyond firing everybody, which they're already doing, right? Beyond closing the field offices, they're now making it so that old and disabled people literally cannot call anyone to find out what's going on.
Dr. J, I'm embarrassed by my crepey toilet paper skin. What should I do?
Okay, so if you have what many of my
But then you know what happened? They caved. They decided not to do it. Don't let anybody tell you that pushback doesn't work. Don't let it.
Oh shit, I did not know this. When I woke up this morning and turned my TV on, I turned it on YouTube and I just saw the beginning of this. Hold on. Breaking news. I just saw the beginning of this. And y'all had to sit up here and listen to me talk shit all this time. How come y'all didn't tell me who is they caved? I hope it's the muskrats.
Let anybody tell you that yelling and making a fuss doesn't matter, or that journalism doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't always matter, but honestly, it's the only thing that ever does. Every single time you don't try, you lose. But sometimes when you try, you win. It's the reason it's worth trying. And so now this is the headline at the Washington Post as of 7 o'clock tonight. Quote, Social Security scraps far-reaching cuts to phone services after Post report.
Oh, after you bring it out in the sanitation of the sun, after you sanitize it with daylight, as long as they can scurry around in the dark like little rats, they will do whatever they want to do. So,
Quote, the Social Security Administration late Wednesday abandoned plans it was considering to end phone service for millions of Americans filing retirement and disability claims after the Washington Post reported that Elon Musk's U.S. DOGE service team was weighing the change. The shift would have directed elderly and disabled people to rely on the internet and in-person field offices to process their claims, curtailing a service that 73 million Americans have relied on for decades to access earned government benefits. They were going to do this. We did good journalism exposing that this is what they were planning on doing. And the resulting eruption scared them and made them not do it. Pushback matters. Exposing what they are doing matters.
Oh my God. Okay. Another thing that I saw this morning is as I was looking for something was Abby Phillip. I said many times that Abby Phillips should be taken off the air because I did not like how she would allow, she has a panel of for and against people, Democrats and Republicans. And I hated the way that she would allow the Republicans to just sit up there and spew lies unchecked as if, my only job here is to let you have your piece and say what you want to say, as opposed to her putting her, if she has any journalistic prowess to push back on lies. And I didn't like the fact that she would allow these Republicans to say whatever they wanted to say, unfiltered, and then thank you, Bush baby. And then she would allow them to say whatever they wanted to say. And then when the Democrats were the ones who were trying to fact check, she would allow them to talk over them. The bald guy who I used to be a New York City cop, he always want to say the most ridiculous shit and then try to make jokes, like, let me come in with a little punchline. Nothing's funny about the shit that they're talking about. And the Kevin O'Leary guy from Shark Tank, and I couldn't remember the other guy who worked in politics. I said we will officially call him Dickhead. The one who told I forget who it was who touched him on the shoulder to say, yeah, we can agree. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. We're going to call him Dickhead. I ran across something. And recently, Abby Phillips had been doing some pushback. She had a man on her show who said that the guy who they arrested for free speech, for supporting Palestine in the Columbia protests, and they came and arrested him and said that he has ties to Hamas, but they have never pressed any charges against him. They arrested him in New York City. They have him in ICE, came and got him. He's a naturalized citizen or with rights to live in the United States, but they came and got him. He has his green card. And they said they were going to deport him to Syria. Syria without due process. Okay, so we had someone who came, they had someone that went on Abby Phillips' show and said that, yes, he has ties to Hamas definitively. And then he said that he was being paid by people, and they pushed back. And it's like, what do you mean he's being paid by people? Who is he being paid by? My investigators haven't told me that. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Who is he being paid by? Where did you hear that he was being paid by anybody? And then he says, well, they all are. And then Abby Phillips was like, wait a minute, we're gonna dig into this, because you just can't come up here and say that he's being paid by people when you have no facts that you want to present to say that. And then he goes, well, maybe he'll sue me, but I heard that a lot of them are being paid. So she used to let that shit fly. Okay, so let me make sure this is not old. Now she also has been having Van Johnson appear on her show more frequently. So I don't know what this is. I just saw the title. I hope it's not clickbait. It's usually not clickbait, but let's see what's going on this one. When I was back there playing Rachel, I just so happened to run across this. This is a fabulous channel. It's called Couch Politics. I will add it to my description box. And he always, he is kind of fascinated. Let me make sure it's sharing. He's kind of fascinated with Abby Phillips. He used to do more topics, but his audience says that they like him playing the Abby Phillips content. So let's see what's going on this one. for news reporting purposes only.
Who do you think builds the cars, brother?
Elon Musk builds the cars?
No, the workers of the United States of America, where they build the. I mean, they're
I'm
building
telling you
cars.
right now.
Just DOGE. Elon Musk is a target because he's pushed, frankly, the great replacement theory on social media, which people consider to be a white supremacist theory. He's done a lot of controversial things.
There's been Nazism on his. First of all, we should say this.
He's a hero.
Okay, so Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, he was arguing with someone on a different channel and said that these people shouldn't get PPP loans because they have businesses that aren't going to thrive whatever you do for them. Saying that you regular people who have small businesses, the small business owner should not have been allowed to get PPP loans. And the guy who he was on a different panel with said, well, Kevin, I'm surprised you feel that way when you just got 3 PPP loans for your businesses. So you're saying that you, a rich man, should be able to get PPP loans, but the regular man shouldn't? And he just sat there and shut his mouth. He has the same fucking arguments every day. If you're making cuts, you should cut 20% more, and then that'll show you exactly what you need, and you can bring some people back if you need some people. Why should you cut 20% more people than you had planned to cut? He has said that on numerous panels. He's a fucking idiot. Motherfucking selfish idiot. And he's a Canadian. Why is he even having so many opinions?
Well,
friggin' hero.
So we should say this, yeah.
But can I talk to you?
But
Okay, let me go back here, because this is the guy who touched Dickhead on the shoulder. Him right here. What is his name again? And this is Dickhead right here. He touched him on the shoulder. He said, don't touch me, because he was losing an argument. Bakari Sellers. Yes, that's who that is. I'm not looking. I just remember.
We should say this, yeah.
But can I talk to you?
Okay.
Let me
Scott was
sitting right here at the table when we played the clip of Elon Musk saying
You played
that
part of
there's
the clip.
$500, $600, or $700 million.
Say, my son works for Elon in Fremont. He goes through a gauntlet of protesters every day to do his job. It's outrageous.
That's America. I think that's okay.
It's not outrageous.
No. Let me clarify.
Hello, everybody. Guys, this panel is amazing. You have to see Scott Jennings gets completely called out for lying. Abby Phillips had enough of him. And you have to see how sweet and how romantic Trump standing up for his new wife, his baby boo, Elon Musk. This is just amazing. Great panel. Check this one out.
Of you have ever seen before. This is the president using the bully pulpit not to sell his agenda, but to sell cars.
On Rover, there's a service for every dog and cat. First,
hold on. Let me get through this commercial.
Wow. That's beautiful. This is a different panel than I've had. Everything's computer. That's beautiful.
And I bet he cannot even drive that motherfucking car. He said, "Can we start it?" And then he needed assistance starting the car. So let's be clear. He's one of the people who would not be able to work the car. Let's continue.
So why would Trump and Musk always be closing, even on the White House lawn? Well, look at Tesla's stock. It is down, and Musk admitted that even he needs the help.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty.
Look, Teslas, they're cool cars, but the president is clearly trying to do his friend, political donor, actually government employee, a pretty big favor here for his private business.
It's hardly the first time we've had cars on the South Lawn. Man, here's a video of Joe Biden driving a Jeep Rubicon around the South Lawn. I mean, it's pretty common.
And President Trump did it before in his first term as well.
It's pretty common for the President of the United States to boost American industries, American-made products, and companies that are, employing Americans. It's extremely common. He obviously has a close relationship with Elon, who, by the way, is, I think, unfairly under attack. And this company is unfairly under attack. You have these insane people all over the country chasing people down in their Teslas in New York City. I had a friend who tried to trade his Tesla in New York the other day, and there were protesters screaming at his children.
Look,
These people are unhinged, and they deserve support from the government.
But let's be clear, let's not skirt over the fact that Elon Musk spent $250 million to elect Donald Trump.
So you're against an American company?
No, that's not.
You don't want the government to support this?
He is a political donor, so it's not the limits of his
there is a difference between saying.
And I'm sorry, we're against an American company. Elon Musk is against Americans. He called them idiots because he wanted to hire foreign workers to work in Tesla so that he can pay them less than American engineers. This is the same effing guy who's running around with a chainsaw, giggling like a complete imbecile, petulant buffoon about cutting everyday working class American jobs. A lot of them who were Trump supporters that are now finding out. I mean, this is amazing the way and this stuff. This is why they attack education. This is why it's so important to attack education, because if you're even slightly intelligent, you realize how you're being manipulated. I mean, did you see Trump there? Oh wow, it's all electric. There's no buttons. Like, this stuff works on Republicans. Like, there's no critical thinking with them. This is amazing, while cutting your jobs. And he's now, Elon Musk is all over Fox News, all these different channels, trying to get help. He needs help. The richest man in the world needs help, financial help. This is amazing. Do you guys really, Republicans, do you really think that these guys care about you? These billionaires?
Saying that the big three should succeed, or having a Jeep Rubicon on the front, and then telling people that they need to come out and he was going to buy a Tesla, or having 5 Teslas on the front, or having a sheet of paper with the price tags on the Teslas, all while that same individual is saying things like we should cut Social Security.
Yeah,
right. I mean, that is false. That is completely false.
And actually, you want to actually know
totally
you want to know what's complete.
Wait. Sorry, what's false, Scott?
He did not say.
Who is he?
Elon Musk did not say. He did.
Oh, no.
Yes, he did.
Can I tell you what he said? Can I tell you what he said exactly?
Totally false.
Because what he said was, he said Social Security is a magnet for illegal immigration, right?
Scott,
But can I finish?
I know, but let me Scott was sitting right here at the table when we played the clip of Elon Musk saying that there's $500, $600, or $700 million in fraud in Social Security.
There's a government report to that effect.
No.
The previous
He
administration
said annually,
generated.
that report said it was $150-something million each year. That's not $600 million.
He said
because of the simple fact that, yes, I'm trying to make sure that Scott understands what I'm saying.
Not execute any of these findings. He's finding them. He's showing them to you. You like it. You don't like it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Ask you guys a question. Does it look?
This is amazing. Scott Jennings got called out for lying. He did. Elon Musk did say that there's, now that he's trying to trick the supporters, because this nonsense works. Whatever they say, these MAGA idiots, Republicans in general, are just going to believe them. They're saying this is a massive fraud, and Democrats are using it to bring in illegal immigrants so that they can vote for them, all to trick them to be against their own Social Security benefits. Republicans, they are playing you. They want to take your Social Security benefits away so that they can put it in their pockets. Are you not seeing this? The richest people in the world are doing this.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I said I had to interrupt to not play all of this man's stuff because uh, I just happened to run upon it, and I wanted this conversation to bring this conversation to you. Couch politics, all of his shows is not about Abby Phillips, but his audience like his Abby Phillip content. So if you have a minute, I dropped his link in the chat. Go over there and check him out. He does great commentary, and he seems to be quite honest in his assessments of things. Um, he's a Hispanic American, and the truths that he tells about his personal fears since his administration, I really like this guy. So go over there and check him out. I'm recommending. Thank you.
Bad at a time when Americans are struggling.
Right.
To have the president hawking cars for the richest guy in the world because his political
Does it
endeavors.
look bad for the president to support an American company that employs thousands of American workers?
No,
Yes.
no, yeah,
I don't think it
no,
looks bad.
no. He's supporting Elon Musk.
Who do you think builds the cars, brother?
Elon Musk builds the cars?
No, the workers of the United States of America, where they build the. I mean, they're
What I'm
building
telling you
cars.
right now is the way I look
He's
at
not
that
the only person that
is
works there.
I look.
No, my mic wasn't on. I'm checking to make sure my mic is on. Hey, Chief Outspoken One. So what we not gonna do? We not gonna pretend like he is building in China. We're gonna pretend like all his cars are made in America when he's building his largest plant in China, which is why he did not want the last continuing resolution to go through because it would have affected his deal in China. That's what we not gonna do, Scott Jennings. We're not gonna pretend like he already has cars made by the Muskrat in China as well. So he's sitting up here trying to pretend like all of Musk cars are made in America. Okay, so let's continue.
Look at the president.
Guys, I apologize for interrupting there. What the hell was that, brother? Let me know what you think in the comments. I think that was a little racial dig. I've never seen him do that. He got pissed off. Again, this is why I like these panels. It's I'm sure they get the topics, but these interactions are not scripted, and sometimes you slip. I don't know what the F was that about. That was odd.
Doing a favor for another one of his rich homeboys.
So you don't like this company because you don't like Elon Musk that he supported
Tesla.
I know, but you're mad.
No,
that he's
why don't
supporting the company.
let's
because
shout-
you don't like the
perhaps the White House can bring forward next week.
Fine.
And then Chevy, because when
they're routinely at the Brooklyn and in
The
fact during the
cars,
Biden
and then
administration they were at the White House and he excluded Elon Musk.
Yeah, and that's
from
why.
the
That's
How
why.
about some small business? How about Brooklyn Tea or a small black business?
Apparently Donald Trump needs a car.
Let me play what Trump also said about what you were talking about, Scott, the vandalism, the criminal activity that's been going on around Teslas. Listen.
The only thing more popular than me is Wild Natural deodorant.
Okay, let me get past this commercial. Thank you, Outspoken One, Truth and Reason. I have two more to get to my goal, and the only goal I have is to show you something that you to teach you something, not teach you, teach you via either myself or via the clips that I showed. If you learn something new today that you did not know, I just want us to get a better understanding. That's the only reason I'm here. So I appreciate you guys letting me and helping me reach my goals. So let's continue. Hold on one second. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. the situation where someone posed to 4547, they say that the vandalism on Muskrat's lot should be called, what did they say? It should be called domestic terrorism. And 4547 said, yeah, I'm going to do that because what they're doing is really bad. And, we got the pictures of some of them and we know who a lot of them are. So what he's saying is, like the guy from Colombia who they have somewhere in Louisiana talking about deporting him via ICE. And they say that they have no charges on him for using his First Amendment rights. So what they're telling you as well is that you're not going to be able to protest because that is in Project 2025. So he's saying that if you protest against this business, what did he say? He said that in his Truth Social post that he put up, that let me read it for you. He said that Elon Nutrat is doing a fantastic job, but the radical left lunatic, as they often do, are trying to illegally and collusively boycott Tesla. He said that they are trying to illegally and collusively boycott Tesla. When is it illegal to boycott Tesla? And now he's talking about making people charging people with domestic terrorism. Okay, I talked about this yesterday too. Let me go back.
Some say they should.
Okay, here we go.
That's been going on around the country at dealerships. Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists. I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them. We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company. When you do that, those people are going to go through a big problem when we catch them.
Is he wrong? Are they not vandalizing a great American company? Is Tesla not a great American company?
I didn't say he was. I didn't say he was.
So Elon is put himself.
Yes, I'm going to say he's wrong. Yes, he was wrong. Yes, he was wrong. It's many great American companies that get vandalized. That's not domestic terrorism. That's vandalism. The motherfuckers are insured. That's why they get insurance. The fuck you talking about?
He's like an ant under a microscope. He's doing something that's been so needed for so long. He's just
he needs to be under a microscope. When he comes out reveling in firing people for absolutely no reason but for doing their job, he should be under a microscope and not even knowing what these people's jobs are. He should be under a microscope and lying about all this billions of dollars, 500 trillion, billions of dollars that he saved, and he has not proven not one of them. The highest amounts of savings that he has put up on his transparent DOGE site, he has secretly removed the highest amount of savings from that site because it was lies, or he didn't understand them, or he was counting things, the same thing 2 and 3 times to get to these large amounts. Are we going to talk about that? If he wasn't under a microscope, that shit would still be up on his DOGE website as savings. But he's taking them off. I'm going to be wrong sometimes, but I have to come out and admit it. He ain't came out and admitted that he has taken the top dollar amounts of these alleged savings off of his transparent website. So yes, he should be under a microscope like a motherfucking ant because he's he's running around here like a wild albino roach. Let me let this continue.
Simply saying, look at what I found here. Look at what I found here. Look at the waste. Look at the fraud. Look at and
they're doing a terrible job. The thing about that clip,
you don't have to do anything about it, but he's pointing it out. This guy.
Well, first of all, we should say this.
He's a hero.
He's a friggin' hero. So we should say this.
Oh, guys, we should be thanking him. We should be thanking the billionaire for wanting to cut our Social Security benefits. We should be thanking the billionaire. He's like an ant with a microscope. He's just trying to help us out. He's not a snake in the grass. The richest man in the world. What do we, guys? He's just here trying to help us. Being said by another billionaire, Mr. Wonderful Moron, Kevin O'Leary. This is amazing, and they're panicking because it's working.
Yeah, the animus that surrounds Elon Musk doesn't just have to do with Tesla. It has to do with some of the things that Elon Musk does on social media, some of the ways Twitter is being run, like the eroding of Elon Musk's reputation has to do with a lot of things.
It's his reputation. He's doing it, and he's a
The
hero.
point of that clip,
Let me just tell you. Let me explain. Let me give you one
clip, Kevin and Van, was also that Trump seemed to agree that there should be domestic terror charges for people who were.
Why are they singling out Teslas? I mean, why? Because Elon Musk supports Donald Trump. These people are chasing Tesla owners. They might chase.
The reason why they're singling out Tesla is because the CEO, the owner of Tesla, is the one who is putting pain on them. That's why. That's why. You clear? You clear?
Chase you someday.
So you agree on the domestic terror?
Purchased in 2019.
I don't know.
Okay. So they're chasing down people who are driving Teslas. Outspoken One, I really appreciate you for helping me reach my goals today. Where are these reports other than from Scott Jennings' lying ass that they're chasing down people who drive Tesla? They're chasing. I need to cite your sources. Cite your sources, Scott. All this hyperbole and lying is not a source. We know that that's all you do. So now they're going to take him seriously and try to argue back a point on this obvious lie. See, this is the time wasting that I hate. Having to answer back to lies instead of saying, just cite your source. Where did you hear that? Where did you see that? Period. And go on to your real points.
Look, Elon Musk currently holds a position of trust in our government. He is a top advisor to the President of the United States. And there's clearly a bunch of people out there who are targeting him and his products specifically.
Yes, as they should, because he's targeting them as well. So they supposed to just be targeted themselves and just lay down and take it like the Republican Congress and Senate. No, they're fighting back. They should target his business if they feel that it's going to be effective. And that is not illegal. So they're trying to make it seem like, oh, it is illegal for you guys to boycott a business, period. And to ring the alarm that this business needs to be boycotted. So I never heard them have all of these discussions about people saying that they were going to boycott Target, Walmart, and the other store and Amazon. I ain't hear none of this. They're trying to act like it's illegal to boycott a business. 4547 actually wrote that in a post that he put out to America.
That's not terrorism. I'm not sure what is. They are terrorizing people who bought.
He said, if that's not terrorism, he don't know what is. Well, exactly. You don't know what terrorism is. Look at his crazed eyes. Look at this motherfucker. He said, if you're targeting a business to boycott it, If that's not terrorism, let me quit interrupting his foolishness and go back and let you hear what this idiot said himself.
Look, Elon Musk currently holds a position of trust in our government. He is a top advisor to the President of the United States. And there's clearly a bunch of people out there who are targeting him and his products specifically. If that's not terrorism, I'm not sure what is. They are terrorizing people who bought an Elon Musk product.
I think I should say. My son works for Elon in Fremont. He goes through a gauntlet of protesters every day to do his job. It's outrageous.
That's America.
Let me make sure my mic on. It wasn't on. Let me tell you something. What about the people who work for Planned Parenthood, who had to go through a gauntlet of protesters? What did you say when that was going on? And not only did they have to go through a gauntlet of protesters, they had to go through a gauntlet of protesters, many of which could have been unsafe because of all the Planned Parenthood that were bombed and fired and had fires set to them. They had to go through a gauntlet of protesters who were willing to bomb their employer. But what did you say then? A lot of people have to go through a gauntlet of protesters. If you don't want to go through them, quit your motherfucking job. Your motherfucking daddy is wants to say how many billions of dollars he got, and we supposed to cry tears about your motherfucking son? When motherfuckers who were working at Planned Parenthood was putting their lives at risk just to go to work, motherfucker? The fuck out of my face.
I think that's okay.
It's not okay.
No. Let me clarify.
Oh, the billionaire son has to deal with these peasant protesters on his way to work as a billionaire son to work for another billionaire. I'm sorry.
And let me be clear. See, the reason why they had to go through all of this at Planned Parenthood, because they just pretended as if Planned Parenthood was only there to give women abortion. Many people had their who could not afford to go to a doctor to get their regular cervical exams were using Planned Parenthood, because you guys don't want to do anything to get to let the poor people and underserved people, you don't want to do anything to have to let them have a doctor. Let me tell you, you do what you want to do as far as abortion. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But we're not just going to pretend that these people were going there to serve more than abortion. They were going there to serve the underserved. And we supposed to give a fuck about your motherfucking son going to work for Tesla. The fuck out. Excuse me. Okay, let me calm down.
Sorry, F off. I have zero sympathy for you and your son. Zero. This is amazing. No self-reflection. We should have sympathy for your kid, a billionaire son, but no sympathy for the chainsaw, him running around with Elon Musk running around with a chainsaw, cutting everyday American workers' jobs, everyday people's jobs, wanting to cut people's Social Security benefits, firing half, I think, of the staff of the DOE, which I'm going to make a video of that later tonight, around 8 o'clock tonight. Amazing.
I do not think when you disagree with somebody's political views that violence or destruction of property is the way to go. I'll say that. I've said that before on issues that I agree with, on issues I disagree with. There's a different way. But when you decide to go into the public forefront, to work in government, you do expose yourself to, we have a First Amendment for the reason. You go through, people protest. I don't think that people should not be able to protest because you think Elon Musk is a hero and your son works there. I think that if you don't agree with
I just want to disclose it. I'm proud of that. He's finding the waste, the dripping fat.
I don't think that's what he's doing now.
Corruption of government.
But if you want to expose something, expose the fact that Elon Musk know he's going to have protesters at his job, and he's the richest man in the world, and he don't have security standing shoulder to shoulder and a back entrance to allow your son to go to work unaffected by the protesters. If that's your complaint, tell him to pay for the protections and a unfettered interest where his employees can go to work, because he can afford to do that. Fuck you.
I don't think that's
but you admit there's a difference between protesting
Elon Musk,
and the more violent
the
acts.
territory.
Yes,
and I mean, I think that's the point that Ashley is making, is that he takes this job, and it's not just, okay, as Van pointed out, it's not just DOGE. Elon Musk is a target because he's pushed, frankly, the great replacement theory on social media, which people consider to be a white supremacist theory. He's done a lot of controversial things.
There's been Nazism
that has
his,
a lot of controversial
guy.
things.
He takes
So
the
it's
heat
not
every day.
just the DOGE.
Why don't we?
I'm Coulter. I'm Trent. And we
Fantastic. That's exactly it. It's all.
There's been Nazism
that has
his,
a lot of controversial
guy.
things.
He takes
So
the
it's
heat
not
every day.
just the DOGE.
Why don't we?
Thank you, Abby. Fantastic.
So when they say that, now why don't you address that fact? He don't want to address that fact. Let me Oh God. Let me finish playing this.
That's exactly it. It's all of it. How about agreeing that that Derek Chauvin, the guy who murdered George Floyd, that sparked the BLM protest, that maybe he should be pardoned. Maybe it's the constantly attacking of black and brown people and say, whoa, there was DI here. Oh, there's DI there. How about the Nazi salute? Or walking around with a chainsaw like a complete imbecile? Like, this is amazing that they cannot see. Oh my God, poor Elon. He's just trying to help us. Why is everyone so mad? This is amazing. Imagine if they cared about Republicans. Imagine if Trump and all these idiots fought and made it a big public, spectacle, that the 5 worst performing states in education are all Republican, red states, and trying to help them out and trying to put some funding and resources behind that. Imagine. Republicans, are you starting to see that these people don't give a F about you?
Form a committee tonight saying DOGE plus 20%. Join me in saying we're not whacking enough.
Don't put me
Let's
in that.
whack more. Come on.
Okay,
we're saving your money. It's your taxpayer money.
What
Whack it
I will
all
say
up.
this is, every time you whack something, you look at it, you come from the private sector, right? You look at it as whack, saving money, CEO, all kinds. I think of the American lives.
I'm saving jobs.
I think of hungry kids. I think of people that aren't getting essential services. I think of the people that I grew up with in Baton Rouge who need a social safety net because of years and years
You
of
really think
welfare.
Elon's running around saying, let's starve children? That's not what he's doing.
It doesn't matter
Yes.
if he's
Say
trying
it.
to do it.
He's
That's
doing it.
exactly what he
He's finding waste in
But
government.
dispassionate speech is why no.
That's exactly what he's doing. And you talking about what you're doing to save money in the private sector, and you're saving jobs, but what he's doing in the government sector is not. Are we going to pretend like you don't understand that his saving money is affecting people's lives that need that money that has been allocated for Congress to help people? So we're just going to act like a job is a job. A job that produces product is a job that is making profits. A job that helps the poorest among us and across the world is a job that is not a job that is supposed to produce a profit. All jobs are not there to produce a profit for you. But I bet you wouldn't have a problem with Social Security if it was privatized, and that there was a CEO that was making profits from Social Security. There wouldn't be a problem with having Social Security then. Let's continue this. The fucking bullshit of it all. Oh my God.
No one ever cuts the government. I mean, everybody says they want to do it until somebody tries, and then we get all the speeches
I'm not saying,
and all
you
that.
said
No
this
one will
last
ever
night.
do it.
It's not, there are other places you could start to cut the government. You could start at the defense, but we're not. We're starting
Is
at
that the only thing you want to cut?
No,
you said that last night.
I said, like,
You said that.
I mean,
it's just like,
these other places have been audited by Inspector
why
General.
start at the smallest little thing? Why start at the smallest
Hey,
little
look,
thing that would have
Why start with the shit? Why start with the kids?
the baby?
This Trump Defense Department is asking for more money, not less money.
We need
Okay,
it.
so if you want to start by cutting the
it's
Defense
not whack,
Department,
whack,
it's clearly that is not
Trying to
happening
protect
in this.
America.
So he has nothing to say. Thank you, Playmaker. I appreciate it. So he has nothing to say about the absolute fact that the Defense Department has an $805 something billion budget, and why couldn't he go there? And that they want to increase the budget. We need it. We're trying to protect America. Let's not forget that the Defense Department is where Elon Musk gets most of his motherfucking welfare. While you want to talk about how great of a businessman that he is, and he's a welfare queen. Let's talk about it. A welfare queen who rockets are falling out of the sky in pieces, and he continues to get defense contracts and contracts from NASA. Let's talk about it.
Trump administration.
We're gonna leave it there. And Van, I appreciate your empathy in this, but when you talk about American lives and
Okay, so what do you guys have to say? Go over there. I dropped the link in the chat. This is a mess. His son probably got the job under his father. No doubt. Right. Provide a secure working environment. Good morning, and thank you for continuing to use your platform to speak out against this corrupt band of thugs in the White House. Thank you for being here. I couldn't do it without you guys. I feel that it's important that we get the facts. If you, Playmaker, if you were not here at the beginning of my live, I played a clip from Rachel Maddow's show. If you didn't watch my live yesterday, where I played the congressional oversight meeting of DOGE, where there was no DOGE employee that showed up because the Republicans refused to help the Democrats subpoena someone from DOGE and or Elon Musk. It was riveting. Okay, so another thing that I want to talk about is there was something that may have been overlooked and what one of the people in the DOGE oversight committee said. He said that Musk has access. The committee meeting was about access to all our information and not knowing what he's doing with this access, and Social Security. That's what the meeting yesterday was about. One guy said something real interesting. He said that he has access to all of our information, and he wants to pool all of our information onto one site, and he's trying to backdoor it and do it via HHS, Health and Human Services, which Du Bois, Robert F. Kennedy is over. So and that was kind of might have been a throw off conversation for most people, but that's the same thing that the largest private health insurance company. That is how they became the most profitable and largest healthcare company. That is how United Healthcare became the largest and most profitable healthcare company, as they deny coverage to their patients, and over to make sure that they're generating more and more record-breaking profit. So let's not forget that Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk have wanted to set their businesses up to be able to take payments and process payments and be everything that they need, and the payments come to them via their apparatuses. And so he would have been highly regulated. So he went in and he destroyed fired all of the and broke down all of the agencies that would be regulating him. So, child, there was crickets about the economy the last 4 years. Hypocrites, just ridiculous. Did you stub your toe this morning? If so, was it Trump's? What about the crickets about the economy? Yeah, you're right. There was crickets about the economy from the Republicans. Yes, there was crickets because they had nothing to complain about, because they were making so much in the stock market, because the stock market made historic gains 33 times last year. And when 47 took over the stock market, it was at the highest that it had ever been. So you're right, it's crickets, and you're right about the hypocrisy. You're right about the man who took over the largest motherfucking stock market, and then say Biden left him with a fucked up economy. And if his economy is so fucked up, how come he ain't doing anything to correct his economy? So you can get the fuck out of my chat with this bullshit, because ain't nobody buying that bullshit. The fuck out of here. Did you stub your motherfucking head? Did you get knocked on your head and think this is the place that you go with this motherfucking bullshit? No, bye, bitch. Okay. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay. Good morning and thank you. Oh, I saw that. Thank you. Facts, Ronnie Q. Okay. So let me show you what else. I'm gonna play that little clip for you. Thank you guys for I already thank you guys for helping me reach my goals. Goals. Okay. Oh, and somebody was asking me, let me start from the beginning. There is a petition out. It has over 250,000 signatures. And it's impeach Trump again. And let's remember that Congressman Al Green said that he is going to draw up some impeachment papers. A lot of people, being that the Republicans are just do bitches for Trump and Elon Musk and are not going to do things. A lot of people are like, oh, that's not going to fly. But I'll let them tell their own story, why they are doing this. Let me present this to you. If you guys have not checked out the channel Democracy Now!, I think it would be a good site for you to check out and get some information that is unfettered from our for-profit media. Okay, I'm just going to share a little bit of this story, and I have the link to the petition. All of these are in my description box. I'm going to add that Rachel Maddow and that Couch Politics to my description box, so you guys can go over there and check these channels out for yourself. Check out more stories than the stories that I'm giving you today. So let's hear a piece of this.
The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. More than 250,000 people have signed a petition to support an impeachment investigation of President Donald Trump, who was twice impeached during his first term. The Impeach Trump Again campaign's being led by the group Free Speech for People. This comes as Texas Democratic Congressmember Al Green has threatened to soon introduce new articles of impeachment against Trump. Last week, Congressmember Green was removed from the House floor for protesting Donald Trump's congressional address. He was then censured by the House. Green spoke on Democracy Now! Friday.
Impeachment is a remedy for a runaway president who believes that there are no guardrails, who believes that the Supreme Court has placed him above the law, and who is now very close to a point where he will not honor court orders. When he does that, Ms. Goodman, he at that point will become a dictator. We are this close. When he goes over that line, that second, that scintilla of a second, he will become a dictator, and we will be under a dictatorship. I refuse to wait until that happens before I act. So I will act in defense of the Constitution and for the people of this country.
We're joined now by John Boniface. President of Free Speech for People, organizing the Impeach Trump Again campaign during Trump's first term. He co-authored the book, The Constitution Demands It, the case for the impeachment of Donald Trump. So he was impeached twice during the first term. We're not even talking about 100 days into his second term. Why, John?
Thank you, Amy, for having me. We're launching this campaign because we believe it's critical that we invoke this impeachment clause of the Constitution at this moment in history. This president has already committed multiple abuses of power since assuming the presidency. And the framers designed the Constitution to ensure that we would not have a monarch or a tyrant govern this nation. They set up three co-equal branches of government: the Congress, the executive branch, the judiciary, but they also put in this extra guardrail, the impeachment clause. And it's designed to deal with that lawless president who abuses the power of the office. And those multiple abuses of power keep piling up every day. We've documented at impeachTrumpAgain.org many of these abuses, including his abuse of the pardon power, where he, on day one, effectively pardoned 1,500 of his fellow insurrectionists who had attacked the Capitol on January 6, 2021, to try to stop the peaceful transfer of power. We have also documented the way in which he issued an executive order to end birthright citizenship. We know that this is a constitutional right. You cannot erase a part of the Constitution with an executive order. Two separate federal courts have found this to be unconstitutional, but it's also an abuse of power. He's usurped the power of Congress by freezing funds that have been duly appropriated by Congress. Only Congress has the power to appropriate funds, and he's gone ahead and frozen those funds. And now courts have demanded that he release those funds, and he's defying those court orders, an attack on the judiciary, an attack on the Congress. The list goes on. And the point of the impeachment power is to ensure that we do not have this kind of lawlessness coming out of the Oval Office. And that's why we launched this campaign.
But John, how would you respond to critics who, even though they may agree with you on the violations by Trump, say that in the last two impeachments, even when Democrats had a majority in Congress, they could not move forward against Trump. Now, with Republicans in charge of both houses, this will virtually not go nowhere.
Well, Juan, the important point here is to start building the case for why this president must be impeached and removed from public office. The fact is that when we see these abuses of power, we have to invoke this impeachment clause. You know, we know the votes are not going to be there today to start impeachment proceedings. But the point is that we as a people must demand that our members of Congress stand up and defend our Constitution at this critical moment in history. We commend Congressman Al Green for standing up and demanding that impeachment proceedings begin against this president. And we believe all members of Congress who still believe in the Constitution, our democracy, must stand with him.
If we don't, history will not be kind to them, and hopefully, the voters will not be kind to them either. Okay. Hey, cool, Storm of Racism. Thank you for being here. Girl, bye. Okay. Let me get rid of this stupid motherfucker. Boy, bye. Girl, bye. Or whatever the fuck you are. Bye. Right. Go create another page, you ignorant ass motherfucker. I'm not even reading your bullshit. Because if you don't have a site to put that you can, if you don't have a source where you can cite any of the dumb shit you're saying, you're in the wrong place, because we do not do propaganda on my channel, you ignorant motherfucker. So cite your source. Let's start there. Cite your source. Hold on one second. I hate ignorance in my motherfucking chat. Hold on one second. Okay. Let's get back to the facts of everything. Bye, bitch. Okay, so good morning, Ronnie Q in chat. Okay, so I have added the Rachel Maddow and the couch politics to the description box. MAGA cult troll blocked me, and you can't see them, and you won't see them the remainder of this live. As you see, I have changed something. So let's move on. This is something else that I wanted to share with you guys. Let me, I was talking about how they wanted to consolidate all of the information that they have gotten from all of the agencies that they have overtaken. So let me, oh God, don't tell me they took it down. Let me, okay, oh, it's not available. Let me see if I can find another one. Okay. It's not available. I'm trying to see if I can find another one. Hold on. And I will remove that and I will remove that and put up. They have clips from it. They don't have the whole hearing. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. I can't find it to show other clips. Let me see. Yeah, they just have clips for the clip that was shown on Rachel Maddow. Oh, let me see something. Hold on. Let me do this. I apologize. I didn't realize that they would not have the clip up. But let's do this. Let me find the clip here. I'll find the clip. Where I played it yesterday? Here we go. Let me find the clip right now. Give me 1 second. I found it. Okay. Here, let me share my screen with you guys. If there's a will, there is a way. Okay. Okay. I want you to listen to this gentleman, what he had to say.
Illegal activity. Tens of millions of Americans, since Mr. Roosevelt signed that document, have benefited from an earned benefit. We are fighting to protect 70 million Social Security beneficiaries from an out-of-control executive branch, and we intend to protect the data of every American. The American people deserve answers as to what's happening to Social Security. Treasury and every other government agency has found itself in DOGE's crosshairs. You need to speak up on the other side. Ask some questions about where this is all headed. And with that, I yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you. The committee will now proceed to consideration of HRES 127. Without objection, the measure will be considered as read.
Hold on. I don't think.
In holding DOGE accountable and protecting the American people's private
Hold on.
Payments. According to a
security check. It's important that members of Congress continue using every tool available to conduct necessary oversight of the Trump administration and for the good of the American people. It's both unclear and unsettling why DOGE continues to seek access to private confidential information at agencies across government behind closed doors while telling the American people something entirely different. No one should be rummaging through the confidential information of private citizens at any agency. Incidentally, if there's waste, fraud, and abuse, weed it out and get rid of it. Is there anybody on this side of the aisle that campaigned on the argument we're for more waste, fraud, and abuse? No chance. Privacy is next to liberty in our democratic system. Yet the president and his billionaire cabinet are jeopardizing that standard for their own power. And House Republicans haven't so much as raised an eyebrow about what's happening. Tens of thousands of people in the Veterans Administration being laid off? What has happened without any questions being raised by our colleagues on the other side? Americans should know that every time that their health is threatened and well-being of the American people is not being taken up by our Republican colleagues, they refuse to even raise the alarm. Let me applaud Ranking Member Doggett and Ranking Member Larson for their steadfast leadership in holding DOGE accountable and protecting the American people's private data. What we have seen over the last 7 weeks is unacceptable. Unaccountable and unelected people with no experience in the systems of government are rifling through citizens' data. Under the false guise of waste, fraud, and abuse, they are seeking to dismantle institutions. Let me tell you how this will work. People won't answer the phone because of these layoffs, and the Republicans will say this demonstrates the government doesn't work. After they went along with the layoffs of not.
And we see how they were doing it with Social Security. This was about privacy, this hearing, and Social Security. And then they came out hours later and did exactly what this man said that they were going to try to do. But there's something else.
Not allowing people to answer the phone. President Trump and Elon Musk should be answering the questions that members of Congress have legitimately so, which we would have done with any other executive. This oversight is a fundamental responsibility of Congress, and Democrats are the ones that are going to step up, and we should be having our Republicans assist us. In fact, yesterday, our colleagues stripped this body of one of the most fundamental constitutional responsibilities, oversight of the executive on trade. The courts have spoken. They want limits on DOGE. They want to make sure that this information is not tampered with. Yet, as we have seen recently, DOGE representatives won't take no for an answer. The 24-year-olds are rummaging through all of your personal information. Now they're attempting to use a database at HHS as a backdoor entrance. Trump and his
Now they want control over all your data, and now they're trying to use a backdoor via HHS to collect all of your data.
allies have made clear that the Americans' private and sensitive information is theirs to harvest whenever they want. All of this
Harvesting your information.
while our Republican colleagues remain silent, never asking.
So why is this important? I just want you to hear that. I remember that. Why is that important? The old men were up there preaching a word. I want you to hear from this gentleman as well.
On face value, as you
Thank God for wisdom in some old men. Let's hear this one as well. But I want you to remember, we're going to go back to the first gentleman I paid.
What we are asking for in this resolution is truth, facts. There is nothing in this resolution that should slow the effort if it is legitimate by DOGE for a moment. DOGE has confused billions and millions. It double counts its body count, and it expects us to accept on face value, as you and your Republican colleagues have, every word of propaganda that they spout. Today, we are.
Did you hear that? DOGE has confused. They have put on their website that they had saved billions of dollars, and they confused billions with millions, and they put it on the website as billions, and when in fact it was millions that had been paid out 15 years ago. So that's what he means. DOGE have confused billions with millions. And then what did they do? They snuck that off of their receipt of what they're doing.
Concerned that Americans' right to privacy is under attack on multiple fronts. The only privacy in which this administration and you have shown the slightest interest is the privacy of Elon Musk and his Department of Government evisceration, DOGE, or more accurately DOGE, since it dodges all forms of accountability. So thick has been the veil of secrecy surrounding DOGE that Trump's attorneys actually represented in federal court that Elon Musk was not directing it. Elon's multiple tweets and President.
Okay, let's remember, in court proceedings, he said that, oh no, DOGE is not run by Elon Musk. DOGE is run by this woman. Remember when they said that this woman was over DOGE, but she, when they announced it, she was on vacation in Mexico. Amy Gleason was her name. So to protect Elon Musk from all the illegal things that he has been doing as the lead of DOGE, they said that this woman was over DOGE. Have we seen this woman yet? It's been 2 weeks. She didn't even know that they were going to use her as the face of DOGE. So where is this woman? Okay, so in court proceedings, 4547 said that Elon wasn't over DOGE. But what did he say in his what did he say when he addressed the joint Congress? What did he say then? Let's see.
Recognition of him during his congressional address make clear that it is indeed the unelected billionaire who's calling all the shots.
He made clear during his congressional address that it is this unelected millionaire who is calling all the shots. So, is this going to be one item in the article of impeachment as well? Because he's lying to the courts, but telling the people and his Congress something totally different. I'm just wondering out loud.
Today's resolution of inquiry is unusual because these are unusual times and unusual events. This resolution represents a very modest effort to penetrate the secrecy and determine the extent of the administration's invasion of the privacy of just about every person in America. Musk has accessed and is attempting to access the personal and confidential information of our fellow citizens without our knowing the full extent of what data he's gotten to, what he's copied, how the data is or will be used by him, and the names, clearance levels, and the training of the individuals who access the data. That's the kind of facts that we seek today, not to slow any legitimate effort to reduce whatever waste, fraud, and abuse they can find, though we have yet to see a single case of fraud referred for prosecution anywhere, because fraud is a new term used by this administration to simply mean anything they don't like the reasonable. What we have is an extreme breach of privacy. The resolution which I'm offering on behalf of
Watch the rest of that on my live that I did yesterday. Because, you know, where are the charges if there are so many, so much abuse and fraud? Where are the charges? That's a good question. So let me connect you with what I wanted to show you why it matters that they're compiling all of our data and what is possible when you compile all of people's data. I think it is this. Hold on. Yes, it's this one. Okay. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when United Healthcare wanted to be everything to everybody by compiling all of the data about people. Let's see. You know, it did what they wanted it to do for them. Okay.
Price per share of any company. United Health Group has the highest price per share of any company included in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and it's the 10th heaviest weighted stock in the S&P 500. That means not only is United Health Group the biggest healthcare conglomerate in the United States based on market cap and revenue, it's even bigger than JP Morgan Chase.
How did United Healthcare grow larger than the biggest U.S. bank? Is the title of this video. United Healthcare grew larger than the biggest U.S. bank. How did they do it? Did they compile information on people? Okay, let's continue.
The nation's largest bank.
One of the interesting things about United Health is that they've done a roll-up strategy. They've been buying pieces for years of different types of companies.
Wall Street is optimistic about the company's future, with 22 of 25 stock market analysts covering United Health labeling it a buy.
If I had to pick one stock, only one stock to buy, I'd buy United.
United Health's annual revenue has increased by more than $100 billion over the past decade when adjusted for inflation.
United has had superior stock performance over everybody else for two reasons. One would be strategic.
Also, in 2023, their profits grew, I think, $100 billion, and they just showed in 2022. And in 2024, they increased at least $17 billion more in 2023, I believe it was. And just be clear, I think this video is 2 years old. I'll tell you when we get done.
Strategic vision, and the other strategic capital management.
The company managed to do this through a unique acquisition strategy.
United Healthcare is much more than a health insurance company.
But somewhere United Health may be growing too big, including the Department of Justice.
It's giant. It's just core health infrastructure.
Okay, and don't forget that the CEO who was unalive, he had backdoor information. They were under investigation by the Department of Justice. Then they dropped the investigation, and then they picked the investigation back up. And the CEO, who was unalive, was aware that the Department of Justice had picked the investigation back up. He sold a lot of his shares in the company with that knowledge without giving the rest of the shareholders that information. So, in fact, if you down on it, he sold his shares of stock insider trading. He did insider trading, getting rid of his stock, making millions of dollars while the share lost. That great stand-up guy. Let's continue.
Structure at this point in America, it's too big to manage.
Within healthcare, I think there's really valid concerns around excessive consolidation in parts of the business and that leading to higher prices. I do think that they are becoming more and more utilities. And so consequently, I think they're going to have very large market shares because remember the services that they provide, you wouldn't want redundant services through the system.
So, how did United Health Group grow bigger than the nation's biggest banks? And what does that mean for consumers and the U.S. economy? A United Health customer could feasibly navigate the healthcare system without ever leaving the United umbrella. They could have United Healthcare as their insurer, see a doctor that works for Optum Health, and have their prescriptions covered under Optum Rx. They may even pay their medical bills using Optum Pay technology.
United is a unique company in that while they're one of the largest managed care companies with over 40 million people having health insurance through them, that's really only half the business. The other half of the business, which they call Optum, are a series of services businesses, many of which service their health insurance members, but they also service other.
Optum can be general businesses. Optum Health, a series of physician practices. Optum Rx, which is a pharmacy benefit manager, the so-called middleman between drug manufacturers, insurance companies, and pharmacies. And Optum Insight, which is a data and information business that focuses on analytics to monitor things such as cost and manage risk.
Think about Amazon or
analytics that think about cost and service and giving the patient service. Analytic. The thing that they use AI to deny 90% of the doctor's recommendations that a patient and the money to give to their shareholders. That increase every year. Those that AI thing that would deny services for people who were on Medicare. Guess who was over creating that AI thing? The CEO laid bleeding out on the streets of New York City. That was his brainchild. Let's continue.
Or Apple. The way these tech companies create this sort of virtual ecosystem that you can stay within, that's what these healthcare companies are trying to do in terms of being able to offer you not just the insurance, not just the pharmacy benefits, but also the medical care services so that there's more coordination and hopefully people get healthier because it's all tied together.
The diversity aspect of its business makes United Health an attractive stock for investors.
The health plan arm of the company works synergistically with Optum. The improved cost, then their health plan growth and their profitability. And that can then drive the innovation both through a build strategy organically, or they can do targeted acquisitions within Optum.
United Health set a precedent with its growth strategy, which has now been adopted by other major players in the sector.
What you've seen in this kind of space is because of Obamacare, the medical loss ratio, which was basically a profit cap on insurers, the insurers decided that to get around the medical loss ratio, they would buy providers and adjacent businesses. So that's really when United.
They would buy whole hospitals. They would buy whole doctors' offices. They would buy whole pharmaceuticals companies. So all the money is their money. So how does this have to do with anything that that man said about hurting all the information? This is financial information that they're hurting. Let's be clear. Okay, let's continue.
United Health Group's Optum subsidiary really expanded their pharmacy benefit manager. They started buying doctors' practices and software and analytics firms.
When Obamacare came into view in 2014, a lot of United's peers said
they started buying software and analytic firms. So if these hackers have access to all your information up and including your medical information, what can they do with it? See, it's about the information. It's about your being harvested by hackers. Let's continue.
Oh, we've got to get bigger in terms of being insurers. So you saw Aetna and Humana try to merge. You saw Anthem and Cigna try to merge. And those mergers got tied up in antitrust because it was too much in the same area of United Health has done.
But Musk doesn't have to merge with anybody because there is no oversight. You saw the oversight committee say that the Republicans are refusing to have him even come to address the oversight committee. So there were antitrust in these other two companies combining the antitrust law. What if you have? So let's see what United Healthcare did.
Is they've done what we call vertical integration. So they kept buying smaller companies and building them into the Optum services area. And because there wasn't that sense of, well, you know,
kind of like this great American car company that is Tesla. He did not create the Tesla. He bought the company that created Tesla. Let's be clear. And then he had to go to President Obama for a loan to keep Tesla from going under. He's a welfare queen from way back. But okay, let's continue.
United Health isn't really the biggest physician practice at the time. They were able to buy those, and they didn't really raise any concerns with the antitrust regulators.
The hundreds of deals United Health Group completed over the past decade mostly flew under the radar of regulators until fairly recently.
There was just recently an antitrust case against United Health Group because they were trying to buy something called Change Healthcare, which is essentially the Visa and MasterCard for most of the healthcare system. They were basically a payment process.
So the Visa, they were trying to buy the Visa or MasterCard of the healthcare system. So let's be clear that Elon Musk to be able to pay directly into his company. He wanted to set up a Visa and MasterCard type payment for his businesses as well. And he dismantled any oversight agency that would have oversight of this. That is his plan as well. Do you get the connection? Let me let you hear this.
And the government challenged it and said that this merger would substantially lessen competition.
The nearly $8 billion all-cash deal between United Health and Change Healthcare was announced in January 2021.
The Change Healthcare deal really caught regulators' eye because it was more of a horizontal merger. So they were in the same space, both of them dealing with processing, billing. And what the DOJ said was, well, if you get the two biggest in this business, that's going to make United Health far too big. And it's going to give United Health far more information about its competitors.
Eventually, United Health Group prevailed in convincing the DOJ that there is a separation between their services businesses, and in this case, it's the payment business of Change Healthcare, from their health plan business, and that there shouldn't be any concerns around confidentiality.
And that's when they were able to, they dropped the investigation, but they turned around and picked up another investigation. and that the CEO, who was unalive, found out and dumped his shares. Okay, so this is why there was the first DOJ investigation. Let's continue.
Anti-competitive practices and so on.
Optum is trying to become a bank. Optum is trying to say, we want to provide you with healthcare. They're going into everything. You almost want to say that United Health Group is kind of a rival of government. They own the insurance, they own the providers, they're like the National Health Service at this point, except they're.
And Elon Musk wants his company to become a bank as well. And he has all of the data of every American citizen. This is my point. Okay, let's continue.
They're private and basically financial engineers. And so they're just trying to extract as opposed to deliver care.
When asked for
financial engineers, they're basically financial engineers. It's not about the health care. It's about being able to get people who they service to use them for everything and get information and data on people about all of their medical needs. And how has that helped them? They're the number one, and they continue to grow profits far and above any other healthcare insurance company. To watch the rest of this, go over. It is in the link. What is it under? It is, let me tell you, it is under private takeover. Go over there and check this out. I'm not going to play it all. I just wanted to give you, I just wanted to compare and contrast what's really going on. Let me get back to my StreamYard. I'm going to stop this share. Let me see. There is a couple of more things that I wanted to share with you guys. And I'm going to get out of here because those first two unexpected links got me a little behind. Oh, blow the whistle. I definitely want you to hear this. Now, this is the whistleblower on what these insurance companies have been doing. I definitely want you to hear this because he's going to help you piece this together as well. It's under blow the whistle. It's in the share this with you. Hold on. He is, here it is. Okay. Of course, he's on the channel Democracy Now!
This is Democracy Now! I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. A major investigation by the New York Times this weekend has found many of the nation's largest health insurance companies have made billions of dollars in profits by exploiting the government's Medicare Advantage program. 8 of the 10 largest Medicare Advantage providers have overbilled the government. 6 of the 10 have been accused of fraud by the government or company whistleblowers. This comes as the number of people enrolled in the private.
So 6 of the 7 insurance companies have been accused of fraud. So is Elon any of these companies to discover waste, fraud, and abuse? Because in fact, Medicare and Medicaid pays these companies. So there is an avenue to find out how much fraud have they beseeched upon people who are on Medicare and Medicaid. But no, he don't want to collect the fraud from these big insurance companies. That's my point. But he wants to say that Medicare and Medicaid within itself is wrought with fraud. And let the insurance companies do rob Medicare and Medicaid. That's my point. Okay, let's hear this.
Privatized system continue to grow. Projections show that by next year, more than half of all Medicare beneficiaries will be enrolled in a private plan. Under the system, health insurers get more government funding for sicker patients, which has given the companies an incentive to make patients appear more ill than.
So they have been lying to the government and trying to make the patients appear to be more ill than they are to get more money from the government. So has Elon Musk gone to these insurers to get any waste, fraud, and abuse back? Has he bought? Has any cases been bought for these insurers? This is what I'm talking about. Let's continue. But they want to harm the individual that needs the care, that is being denied by these insurance companies, no less, that are too that can't afford the care, or are seniors and were unfortunately directed to go to these Medicare Advantage plans instead of just taking straight Medicare and being able to get the care, but they have been guided to these insurance plans that deny them the actual care that they're paying for. Let's continue.
Than they actually are. United Health, Humana, Kaiser, and other health insurance companies have been sued for fraud for overdiagnosing patients. The cost to taxpayers is staggering.
But who cares about, excuse me, who cares? Hold on. But who cares what the cost is to the taxpayers? Nobody cares. Caring that about the taxpayer. I bet you if the rich have to pay taxes on their money at the rate that the working class had to pay taxes, they'd care then who was abusing their tax money. But the rich, they get tax shelters, and they pay far less on the money that they earn, the average man. So they don't care. They don't care. And who is in charge of finding waste, fraud, and abuse? The biggest welfare queen of the government that there is, Elon Musk. So let's be clear. So all of it lies on the regular man as they steal the whole bank. Let's continue. That's what I just wanted to.
Overbilling by health insurance costs the government an estimated $12 to $25 billion in 2020. The New York Times.
By overbuilding in health, overbilling. I talked about this the other day. By overbilling, they have to how much $billion? I just forgot as I was trying to find the button. Hold on.
In 2020. The New York Times reports costs the government an estimated $12 to $25 billion.
By overbilling, it has cost the government, which means the government taking money to pay over 12 to 20 billion out of the Medicare and Medicaid's accounts.
Payers is staggering. Overbilling by health insurance costs the government an estimated $12 to $25 billion in 2020. The New York Times.
That's in 1 year, just in the year of 2020, overbilling. That's how much came out of the accounts for Medicare and Medicaid just for overbilling. And as has Musk gone to these insurance companies to get this money back into coffers, since he's looking for waste, fraud, that is truly fraud and abuse. No, not at all.
Times reports doctors at Kaiser were offered bottles of champagne and bonuses if they added additional illnesses to the medical records of their patients so the company could make more money. Joining us now is Wendell Potter, former executive for the health insurance companies Cigna and Humana. Potter is now the president of the Center for Health and Democracy and the president of Business Leaders for Healthcare Transformation. He's author of the book Deadly Spin. An insurance company insider speaks out on how corporate PR is killing healthcare and deceiving Americans. Welcome back to Democracy Now! Wendell, joining us from Philadelphia. If you can start off by explaining how Medicare Advantage works. Many people might say, oh, they thought that was a government program for people 65 and older.
Yeah, it's important to note that it is neither Medicare nor is it an advantage. It is, I think, will be recognized in years to come as probably the biggest heist, the biggest fraud, the biggest transfer of wealth from taxpayers, middle income, low income Americans, from them to corporate executives and shareholders. It is a plan that has been in the works or has been around for about 20 years. It was born during the George W. Bush administration when Republicans controlled Congress and they were determined to start privatizing the Medicare program. And as you noted, now 20 years later is to the point that almost half, and in some cities and districts, well more than half already are enrolled in this program. It is a private program. It is operated by private insurance companies. Most of them are for profit. In fact, this year, over 80% of the enrollment in these plans enrolling in for-profit plans. They're lured into these plans with deceptive advertising. The plans feature things that are common in private plans, but not in traditional Medicare, such as prior authorization. Doctors have to get permission in many cases from the insurance company before they can treat their patients. Inadequate networks, particularly as people get older and sicker, and very, very high out-of-pocket cost if people knowingly or inadvertently go out of network. So it is a program that absolutely should be called disadvantage.
And Wendell Potter, it's to me, it's amazing. The healthcare system in this country right now, when you go to a general practitioner, they basically are constantly referring you to specialists who always then want to do more tests. And it's the testing process of all of these specialists that drive up these costs. And as you say, on television, almost every single night, there are ads trying to lure senior citizens into these Medicare Advantage programs, this privatization of Medicare. Why isn't the government exercising more regulation or control over this process, especially the one that's
I'm sorry. My sound was off when I said all of that. I was saying that it's my understanding this William Potter, who is the whistleblower, he said that he was able to get his mother off of Medicare because she has so many illnesses. Now, it's my understanding that once you choose this Medicare Advantage, that you cannot personally take yourself out of Medicare. You must, and you can't go back to the regular Medicare and have to have all this prior authorization from insurance company before your doctor gives you the treatment that he says that you need. And you can't you must stay in Medicare Advantage once you choose it. However, Medicare Advantage can kick you out of Medicare Advantage when your healthcare is too costly and you continue to bug and appeal their denials, they can kick you out, but you can't opt out. Let's continue. All right, thank you, A View is a View.
As the Times reported, piling on imagined or badly badly documented illnesses.
Well, it's not because Congress has never seen this kind of information before. Many governmental organizations and like the OIG, the GAO, MedPAC, which advises Congress on Medicare issues and payment issues, and the Department of Justice, which has intervened in a number of these whistleblower lawsuits against these companies. That's been something that's been going on for a long time. And there also, by the way, have been other important journalists who've taken this on and done this investigation, like Fred Schulte at Kaiser Health News, Trudy Lieberman at the Center for Health Journalism. So they've known this, but they've turned a blind eye in many cases because of the massive amounts of our money that these big corporations are spending to lobby Congress, to throw money into their campaigns for re-election, and to propaganda campaigns, and very, very misleading advertising, as you just mentioned. Open enrollment will begin in just a few weeks for Medicare eligible beneficiaries. And you will see just a barrage, a constant barrage of ads from these companies that they do not tell the truth. They leave out important details, like some that I mentioned earlier. So that's how they pull it off. And regulatory capture. The Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services has been really asleep at the wheel. Congress actually has given CMS more authority to crack down on this fraudulent program, but they've just turned a blind eye. That is a classic example of regulatory capture.
What is regulatory capture, Wendell?
What that means is that the companies, the corporations that administrative offices like CMS, the Center for Medicare Services, the Health and Human Services, they have such influence.
And who? Health and Human Services, where Elon Musk is going through the back door through who? Health and Human Services to get all the information he wants. Let's keep listening.
Influence over these agencies that they don't act on behalf of Americans. They act on behalf of corporations to protect their profits. One of the administrators of CMS some years ago went straight from that job into the insurance industry as head of America's health insurance plans, which is called AHIP. They also have staffed, former members of Congress have staffed front groups for the industry. There's one called the Better Medicare Alliance, a former Pennsylvania Congresswoman. So that's how it happens. There's this revolving door between private industry and government, and massive amounts of money that fund all this lobbying and propaganda.
And Wendell Potter, you had your own mother disenrolled from the Medicare Advantage plan over a decade ago. Why did that happen, and what was the impact on her health as a result?
This is something that every senior should know. These companies go after people when they're younger and healthier with kind of a siren call that you can enroll in these plans for no money. You can actually get money put back into your Social Security account, as we hear from people like Joe Namath and William Shatner and Jimmy J.J. Walker. But the truth is, as you get older and sicker, then
when you get older and sicker, and Jimmy J.J. Walker, he out here pimping seniors. I thought we could trust Dynamite. Let's continue. Y'all seen them commercials? They come. It's just so many commercials. Y'all seen these that be dominating. Every other commercial is about it's almost time to sign up before the deadline. commercials.
And you become aware of just the disadvantages of this program.
When you have health issues as you get older, then you become aware of the disadvantages of this. Let's continue.
Mother broke her hip. She needed to have rehab and skilled nursing services for a while. When we looked at what was available to her in the provider network, it was incredibly inadequate. So I worked with my mom to get her out of a Medicare Advantage plan. It was one that was operated by United Healthcare, and they market in conjunction with AARP, which is an outrage in my view. But there's a problem there, because when you do that and you're older and you wait, years after becoming eligible for Medicare, it's harder and more expensive to get a Medicare supplement policy to help cover your out-of-pockets. So we did that knowing that. We had to pay a lot of money, but at least she was able to.
So he had the money to pay.
Get the care that she needed at a quality facility where she got the rehab and skilled nursing care that she needed, which she would not have gotten had she stayed in that Medicare Advantage program. I'm confident my mom lived additional years because of what we were able to do.
Wendell Potter, finally, what should Congress do to prevent this kind of fraud? And we're moving into the midterm elections. There is...
Okay, this video, let me see. I think this video is 2 years old. Yes, this video came out 2 years ago. I went in depth with the information that is on this video quite a while ago, way prior to the elections. I was sounding and when that CEO was unalive, I did a deep dive into the practices of these for-profit insurance company. Let me share with you one more thing, and that is also regarding this topic. I have the CEO of United Healthcare, and after this unalive, it's under "We Decide," not the doctors, in the description box. And and the prior authorization, some people don't bother to appeal their denials, and they are banking on that. That gives them more money when they deny a test. They deny a service that your doctor say that you need. They deny you the medication that your doctors say that you need. They do that because they know that most people don't appeal it. And I showed a video from yesterday where somebody told this woman that the thing is they're going to deny you and deny you and deny you. And her husband was told that he needs 2 months to be in the rehabilitation program. And she got a letter from the insurance company, from a subsidiary of the insurance company, no less, that said that he only needed 2 weeks. And these physical therapists, they think they can cure everyone. In other words, take your husband home to die. And she was told that they're going to continue to deny you until you get tired of appealing your denials, and during the denial period, when the 14-day period is up, she still would have to find something to do with her husband, because her husband still was going to be discharged from the hospital. And so unless you have money, unless you're going to sell your house to take care of your loved one during this denial, to be able to send them somewhere and pay for it out of pocket while you are waiting to have an answer to these denials. And if you are finally approved, they are only going to repay you back 75% of what you paid. But that what they're hoping is they're hoping that it'll go away because your loved one goes away permanently, because they don't want to pay the money for the insurance care that they say that they're going to give you. So let me show you what the CEO of United Healthcare had to say when it came out about all of these prior authorizations that they make people go to. I showed this to you once. I'm going to show it to you again because it's so disgusting what he had to say. Who's going to decide and why? It's ridiculous. Let's listen to this. Okay.
And we make sure that care is safe, appropriate, and is delivered when people need it.
We make sure, we, the insurance, make sure it is safe and done when people need it. The doctor is telling you this is what you need, but he said we make sure. Okay, let's continue.
And we guard against the pressures that exist for unsafe care or for unnecessary care.
We guard against services for unsafe or unnecessary care. But be aware that these are doctors who work under the United Healthcare umbrella, who are saying that these patients need this care. So if you're saying that your doctors are doing unsafe or unnecessary, you get them from under your umbrella? No, this is his excuse for denying people the care that their doctors are recommending. These doctors who work under his umbrella. This is bullshit. This is what it is. It's bullshit. And he's trying to act like he cares. Unsafe or unnecessary care. Well, if a doctor is prescribing unsafe care, kick him out of your network, sir. The fuck out of my face with this bullshit.
To be delivered in a way which makes the whole system too complex and ultimately unsustainable.
So we don't want the, and if doctors keep providing asking for unsafe or unnecessary care, it's gonna make the system. It's gonna make the system unmanageable. Yeah, you're not gonna get all these profits, all these ever increasing profits to the point that you are bigger than the biggest bank in the United States. I'm gonna play this whole thing one more time and let you hear in totality what he's saying.
And we make sure that care is safe, appropriate, and is delivered when people need it. And we guard against the pressures that exist for unsafe care or for unnecessary care to be delivered in a way which makes the whole system too complex and ultimately unsustainable.
The only thing that is unsustainable is the fact that you won't be getting increased profit. So, okay. Read the fine print. I refuse to subscribe to AARP, basically a nursing home. Yeah, they want to send you to one of these nursing home. But during RFK confirmation hearing, they questioned him that he would not profit from having a post in the private sector. You said Alex Trebek, and Alex Trebek recently died. He had Alex Trebek. Yeah, he has some, I think he had pancreatic cancer. And, most times that is a fast acting cancer. Most people don't survive that cancer. And he wanted that the lady from, what is her name? That black lady who has a show on CNN. He wanted her to take over his show, Andrea Coates. And they wouldn't give her the job. They gave the job to someone else. He said she is the most intelligent person that he knows, and he would like her to take over Jeopardy. But of course, they wouldn't hire the intelligent black woman. So there's that. I thought it was odd. I never used it unless I was traveling. They would have collected all that money and money from people that don't use AARP. I'm not up on AARP. Is a scam to me. So that's what I wanted you guys to hear. There are some more links in the description box, but unfortunately, I gotta run. The dogs, even though they went out, they are bugging me once again. They understand that, hey, if I just want to go out and knuck around, I just got to act like I have to go pee. But I have to trust it because they may have to go pee. So thank you guys again for joining me. Please hit the like on your way out if you would like to support the channel. $ Ronnie Q. I appreciate you all. There are a few more links in the description box of interest that you guys may. Let me go back and check if there is not anything I desperately want to share with you before I leave. Let me see. Hold on one second. Yeah, because I didn't get to all of the links that I wanted to share today. Let me make sure I'm not missing any important ones. Well, they're all important because I took my time to go over them. How dare she? I think I want to share this with you guys real quick. I forget what it's about, but I remember I put it on here and I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is some of the stuff that even with the closure of the Department of Education, this is some of the stuff that they find important to do.
So I did a story about the Kootenai County Sheriff who was in plain clothes and ordered or allowed to take place the roughing up of Dr. Teresa Borenpol at a legislative town hall. Now I bring you a story of fascism on the rise in Idaho again, except this time in southern Idaho, this time a suburb of Boise called Meridian, Idaho. I went to elementary school in Nampa, Idaho, which is on the other side of Meridian, another kind of suburb of Boise. And this is Sarah Inama, who is a 6th grade teacher. She teaches world civilization. And she's being told, she's being pressured, forced, I think it's going to end up being, to remove posters from her class. And you will never believe the posters that they're forcing her to remove because that's a personal opinion. You can't bring your personal opinion into the classroom. This is it, and this is it. In this room, everyone is welcome. Everyone is important. Everyone is accepted. Everyone is respected. Everyone is encouraged. Everyone is valued, and everyone is equal. They want this removed. Also, this.
How dare she put up a sign trying to instill self-esteem, self-worth in every student of her 6th grade class? Is this bitch crazy? Or Or is our government crazy to say that you can't put a sign up like that? So I think they saw the different colors in the words on the sign, and I think that these sick motherfuckers who always think about how they can police other people's sexuality thought that this was something akin to meaning something about gay rights. You know, these are usually the pervs that you find in bathrooms having homosexual encounters with strangers. Let's not forget, what was that senator that was in the airport bathroom who would speak every time he spoke, he put down gay people, and then they found him in the public bathroom trying to have a glory hole situation. No, it was not dimples this time. It was a Republican numbnuts, in my opinion. But let's see what these signs really meant.
This one, everyone is welcome here. These are matters of your personal opinion. You can't hang this in a classroom in Idaho. And before I get to that, I'm going to throw up the contact for the school and for the administrators of the school. While I'm talking, we'll just put that on screen right now. I'm not saying for everybody to call. You do what you want. But what I'm saying is, if you have skin in the game here, if you have a child in this school district, if you're a resident and a taxpayer of Ada County, of the West Ada School District, of Idaho even, you've got skin in the game. Your money goes to fund this bigotry, this hatred, this nonsense, this fascism. So call. Whether that be the school, I've got some email addresses here, of course, or the administrator, Monty Hyde, principal of the 6th grade. Hyde.monty@westada.org is the email address. So what I'm going to do here is play a very brief clip from KTVB, which is the NBC affiliate in Boise, Idaho. And Brian Holmes, I don't know Brian, but Brian does spectacular work in the face of this kind of hatred and fear and otherizing.
Hold on. I don't see it sharing on the screen. Did it stop sharing? Because I don't see it on the screen anymore. Can somebody answer me? Is it still sharing? It is still sharing. I don't see it on. You see it on the screen and it's still sharing. Good. I will just finish playing it. I don't see it on my screen. Okay.
Brian?
So they thought that these colors were akin to something about homosexuality. Let's be clear. These oversexed people who are so concerned with other people's sexuality that they can't take this sign for what it simply says it means.
Brian Holmes is there on the job to interview this particular teacher to talk about what went down, but also really shine a light on the dangers that are taking place in Idaho.
Okay. You hear it, but you do not see it. Is that what you're saying? Do you see it? Okay. Okay. Let me reshare. I don't know why it stopped sharing visually. Let me present this screen again, because you really need to see. I really wanted you to see it. I don't know why it stopped sharing. Okay. Okay, there it is. Okay. So I want you to see the sign. Okay, we're going to start right there.
Brian Holmes is there on the job to interview this particular teacher to talk about what went down, but also really shine a light on the dangers that are taking place in Idaho at the behest of, with the encouragement of Donald Trump and this new era of hatred that has been ushered in. Watch this from Brian Holmes interviewing this teacher, Sarah Inama.
Middle-aged influencer's secret to getting her teenage body back. What's your go-to breakfast? Love.
Let me get past the commercial. Here we go.
State of school teachers being told to remove 2 signs of inclusion from her middle school classroom because the school district says it violates policy. Sarah Inama has taught world civilization to 6th graders at Lewis and Clark Middle School for the past 4 years. And for the past 4 years, Sarah had these signs up in her classroom. One that said, "Everyone in this room is welcome, important, accepted, respected, encouraged, valued, and equal," written over the colors of the rainbow. And another that said, "Everyone is welcome here," showing hands of various skin tones, hearts in the palm, those kind of things. Pretty benign signs if you look at them. And before we go any further with this, the sign with the rainbow colors, not the same as an LGBTQ flag, although Sarah says she's very much an ally, she just doesn't advertise it in her classroom. So for 4 years, these signs have survived sans harassment. Nobody said a word about them. That is, until about a month ago.
My building administration came to me during my lunch period and told me that they needed to be taken down by the end of the day. They told me that they were in violation of district policy because in today's political environment, they're considered a personal opinion.
Did they say somebody complained about them?
No, I asked if anyone had complained about them, and they said, no, we just want to protect you from that if that were to happen.
In this political environment, that is not acceptable.
Yeah, I was told a couple things, that everyone is welcome here is not something that everybody believes. So that's what makes it a personal opinion.
You were told this, that not everybody believes everyone is welcome.
Right.
Okay. And who told you this? Who was the one saying that not everyone believes this?
My building administration and district personnel.
Face to face, they told you this? What was your response to that?
Because I was told to take it down by the end of the day, I did so. And the following few days, I just was so unsettled by it. And so I went back into my classroom and put it back up. And I emailed my principal and said, I don't agree. I don't agree that this is a personal opinion. I feel like this is the basis of public education.
And what was the response to that?
They came to talk to me and again asked me to take it down. And they said, I'm not interested in taking it down.
That's when the district higher-ups got involved. In an email exchange with Chief Academic Officer Marcus Myers, he highlighted the section of district policy he says Sarah's signs violated, including the advancement of individual beliefs and district facilities should be content neutral. But more specifically, Myers pointed to Idaho Code, the Dignity and Non-Discrimination in Public Education Act, which says district employees and students shall respect the dignity of others and acknowledge the right of others to express differing opinions.
So the West Ada School District, ostensibly, Monty Hyde, the principal there, does not believe in this school that all children are welcome, important, accepted, respected, encouraged, valued, or equal. They want to provide anticipatory obedience to fascism. So, well, in this political climate, look, this is a personal opinion. What is it? School property should not be used by personnel for the advancement of individual beliefs. This would indicate that you disagree with the idea that all children in this classroom are welcome, that all the kids who are there are important, that every child there to learn is accepted and respected and encouraged and valued and equal. You would say they're not equal. That's an individual belief. It's a non-content neutral idea. Wait a minute.
Okay, this is in the description box. They want you to. That is unacceptable in this political climate, because God forbid that you tell a Black kid that he is equal important as you. That is my opinion. That's why I think that sign is offensive, because they're trying to rewrite history, eliminate history, and try to act as if they are more superior. This goes into the superior, the white supremacy teachings that this government, in my opinion, is trying to muster up. That's just my opinion. You can have yours, but I'm just telling you what that makes me think of. How dare you tell somebody they're equal? Okay, so that's in the description box. I've added the Rachel Maddow and the couch politics to the description box. I thank you guys for joining me. Now, separate but that separate but equal was meant for Black folks in the beginning, of course. Okay, the gay alliances inserting themselves in this matter. No, they didn't insert themselves in the matter. The colors on those words another reason why I thought that it had to be taken down in this political climate. However, those colors did not represent the gay pride flag. So, people see rainbow colors and they automatically think that you're trying to push an agenda. That's what I meant about it. And it was fleshed out in the interview that was not what those colors meant. Okay, so now Nappy Child is saying that a judge ordered Muskrat to give testimony in court soon, in federal court. I googled it on YouTube. Let me Google it in regular. Let me Google it in regular. No, I don't see. Wait a minute. I misspelled must. I spelled it must, not Musk. Okay. Let me put his first name in here too. Okay. Let me see if I find it. Oh yes, I see it. Let's check this out together. Okay, Elon Musk must turn over records and let me see. Okay, here we go. Elon Musk must turn over records and answer questions on what he's doing at DOGE judge orders. Thank you, Nappy Child. Breaking news. Do I have a breaking news sign? We have breaking news from a federal judge about Elon Musk testify. Okay, so let me share my screen and let's see what this says. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Okay, here we go. I appreciate you, Nappy Child. This is I can't get the headline no more. On Wednesday, a federal judge ordered Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency to hand over documents and answer questions about their plans to trim federal agency. Tom Brenner from the Washington Post said a federal judge ordered Elon Musk to produce records and answer questions about their work. Musk and DOGE have been given 3 weeks to comply with the order. Musk's Government Efficiency Commission has been hit with nearly 24 lawsuits. Okay, a federal judge ordered Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, to hand over documents and answer questions about their plans to trim federal agencies. The U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan. Now, Tanya Chutkan, she was over one of 45 cases. She was over the documents at Mar-a-Lago case, Tanya Chutkan. So Tanya Chutkan said in her order on Wednesday that Musk and DOGE have to comply with the discovery request in 3 weeks. Now, Tanya Chutkan is also a Black woman. So can you imagine all of the fucking hate and all of the threats that are going to besiege Tanya Chutkan? Wait for it. So I did a story about the other day about how judges ruling against 45, 47 have been threatened. Now, they are going to try to discredit Judge Tanya Chutkan. Wait for it. Okay, I'm just telling you. Wait for it. Okay. Let's see. Under the order, Musk and DOGE must turn over records relating to their plans to call federal agencies, terminate federal employees, and cancel federal contracts. The discovery requests do not apply to President 4547, who signed an executive order. Wait a minute. How did I get so far? Who signed an executive order establishing DOGE on January 20th, the day he took office. Okay, Last month, 14 Democrat states attorney generals filed a federal lawsuit against Trump, Musk, and DOGE. In their lawsuit, the attorneys general asked the court to restore constitutional order and stop Musk from using orders stop Musk from issuing orders to any person in the executive branch outside of DOGE. Mr. Musk does not occupy an office in the United States and has not had his nomination for office confirmed by the Senate. His officer level actions are thus unconstitutional, the lawsuit argued. And that is true. And that's why 4547 came out and said that all the government officials, all the confirmed officials are in charge of their departments. But see, that was something new. Prior to that, when Musk put out that, what have you done for the last 5 days, and then put it out a second time, he was acting as if he was the do all about every agency, every government worker. And so I think that this is covering your ass to come out and say every agency is over their own agency, which shouldn't have to have been said. And the reason it had to be said, because prior to that, every agency was under the beckoning of Elon Musk, including the heads of these agencies. Let's be clear. This is a cover your ass tactic. Okay, Chutkan denied that request in a ruling issued on February 18, writing that she could not issue a temporary restraining order against Musk and DOGE without clear evidence of imminent irreparable harm to the states. Nonetheless, Chutkan acknowledged in her ruling that the attorneys general did legitimately call into question what appears to be the unchecked authority of an unelected individual and the entity that was not created by Congress and over which it has no oversight. Congress has no oversight over DOGE. Musk and DOGE have been hit with nearly 24 lawsuits since the start of Trump's 45-47 second term. DOGE attempts to slash spending by laying off thousands of federal workers and shuttering foreign aid programs have sparked fear and confusion across the government. This isn't the first time Musk and DOGE have been ordered to turn over records of their work. On Monday, District Judge Christopher Cooper ordered Musk and DOGE to release some of its records to comply with three Freedom of Information Act FOIA requests from a watchdog nonprofit. In this ruling, Cooper wrote that DOGE was operating with unusual secrecy and the public would be irreparably harmed by an indefinite delay in responding to the FOIA request. When asked about Cooper's ruling, a spokesman for the Department of Justice told Business Insider on Tuesday that Musk and DOGE are saving historic amounts of taxpayer money from being spent on unserious bureaucratic pet projects. But bitch, when the paper's gonna be released, that the FOIA request gonna be acknowledged. Fuck what you talking about what he doing. They asked for the receipts, bitch. This is the Department of Justice. That's their request. That's their response to the fact that a judge said that this watchdog group can't have what they're requesting because it's public information. The department has already been fighting in court to vigorously defend President 4547's agenda and will continue to do so, especially when it comes to waste, fraud, and abuse of taxpayer dollars, the spokesperson added. Representatives of DOGE and the DOJ did not respond to requests for comment from BI. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to follow Business Insider. Okay, so this is a report from Business Insider. Okay, I'm going to drop the link for this story in the chat if you want to peruse it. Thank you, Nappy Child. I appreciate that. Let me see what you guys are saying. This is the link. Okay. Let me stop sharing the screen. Okay, this is where I stopped at. Okay. Yes, Midas Touch. If you guys are not a member of Midas Touch, they have overtaken Joe Rogan, the right-wing conspiracy theory, ivermectin to cure COVID nut job. They have overtaken them in as being the #1 podcast, and they also report on news that you will not see from your regular for-profit media. I'm going to drop their link in the chat. Go over there and check them out. I'm going to drop their link in the chat. If you want to stay informed, if you're not familiar with them, it's 3 brothers, and they are doing amazing work. Here is their link to their chat. Check them out. And if you like them, subscribe. We need to support independent media because they are not bought and sold and bowing down to this administration. Okay. They only gave those folks a week to explain what they were doing in their jobs. Right folks already lost their jobs. Yeah. They didn't give them a week. They gave them the weekend. They wrote the post on a Saturday evening. So they gave them until midnight on Monday. They didn't give them a week. And then they went in the White House and said, oh, no, we were just trying to see if these were really people who were working for us. We wanted to see if these people had a pulse. There is no other way for you to discern if the names on you didn't even have the names of the people. You didn't even know these people's job, and then you tried to say that you had a list of employees that you needed to know if they were still with the company. Well, wouldn't there have been a better way to do this? And who was going to read these 5 things that people did? And then you tried to act as if no, we just wanted to see if they were really people and if we were paying real people. And then you go back after you do that press conference and write another email requesting 5 things that people did on their job after you act like no, you didn't want to do it too. And let's be clear, you said that you wanted the 5 things to determine if somebody was doing enough on the job to keep their jobs. Let's be clear. And then I tried to act like, I was just trying to reach out and, see if they were real people. And then you go back and write the letter again when you're out of the press's eyes. So let's be clear. I'm sick of them. Shaking my head. Yep. Cover your own ass. That's exactly what he was doing. They are being held accountable for the harm done to the people terminated. Okay. Thus, they will drag it out in the courts. They have the money, and they are going to appeal anything and up into the Supreme Court because they, up until recently, they thought that the Supreme Court was just going to rubber stamp anything 4547 does. But he has lost. I know he's lost 1 case in the Supreme Court. That's what he's going to do. Look who's here. Very Carey, I hope you're feeling well. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Ronnie, Hugh, and chat. So that's there we have it. Go check out some of the links in my chat. I labeled them. I've named them. I really appreciate you guys being here, having this conversation with me. How come you ask, could you bring the hangman game over to my channel, A View is a View? Ugh, you traitor. Good morning, A View is a View. No, she can't. She said, yes, you can. So the hangman game is a very good game. Very Carrie, can you put your... Yeah, girl, I've been on here since my regular time. I understand that you and some of my mods don't remember what time I go live, but I still go live. And you know, hey, I know how to bust it. Yes, you're busted. Very Carrie, put your link in the chat. I hope Very Carrie is feeling well. Very Carrie is the place for game information and great conversation, sometimes singing karaoke as well. If you're not subscribed to Very Carrie and A View is a View, A View is a View introduced us to the hangman the internet hangman game, and it is great fun, except when T. Danielle is there barking orders and trying to cheat to win. I'm just kidding, T. Danielle. Yeah, so I want to get trashy with the hangman game. So go over there, and if you see the hangman game advertised, it is really, really fun. Girl, sometimes I mod from the clouds if I can. I'm just messing with you, Very Carrie. I know how to mod because I'm a mod, and I have to go over to Respectfully M and mod after this. So thank you guys for being here. I really, really appreciate you. I really appreciate all of you who helped me make my goals, and my goals are always to help you discover something that you may not have known, because a lot of this stuff is not advertised on our for-profit media. So I'm just trying to give information to alert us so we can better know the game plan and get a game plan. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate your support. If you want to support this channel, you can become a member. Yes, I still have membership lives. I'm going to have to I'm going to actually have to do I said I was going to do one last weekend. I'm going to set up my membership live for this weekend. And we have a membership live. Lord, I am just so behind. Listen. I have 2 of these keychains that I have to send out. I've been saying I was going to send them out for the past 2 weeks. I got to send these keychains out tomorrow. If you become a member, you can choose one of these keychains that I make myself for my members. They are free. It's just a thank you for becoming a member. You do not have to give me your screen name. You do not have to put your first name. If you just give me your first initial, your last name, and where you want it to be sent, I will send out a free keychain to all my new members. How do you contact me? Once you become a member, there is a membership community wall, and how to contact me is on that community wall for members only. And that's how I know you are a member, because you will have that way to contact me. I don't need you to verify that you are who you are. I know you are a member because you contact me via the membership app. I don't need to know your screen names. I just need a first initial, your last name. Unlike Lying Talent said that this is the way that I dox people. Be clear. I've always said that I do not want to know who you are in my chat. I do not dox people. He said that's the oldest trick in the book of how people dox. So did he dispel his trick? Because I'm not a doxer. I'm someone who's trying to give something to some people who have given back to me. See, we are all not the same. So I'm going to address it, and I'm going to tell you that the way I have always told you, I do not need to know
who you are in the chat. I just need a first initial, a last name, and an address to send it to. I will know you are a member because only members will have access to the community wall in the membership to contact me and tell me, hey, I want a keychain. I want it light skin. I want it medium skin. I want it dark skin. I want the afro. I want the afro puff. I want the dreadlock keychain. Let me know your preferences. There's an afro puff right here. There's a full afro right here on the top. The full afro, the dreadlock one is in the middle. The afro puff is on the bottom. You want it light skin? Do you want it dark skin? You can tell me those things. Do you want it cafe au lait color? Or it does it not matter? Okay, so that's the information that I have for you. I'm a waste of light skin. Gosh. Hey, Grand, you're in the clouds too. Grand Rise, I'm just messing with you guys. I know how to mod. There's the link to Candy Cane page. A view is a view. Let me put a view is a view link in here. And anyone else who has a page that I'm not aware of, please put your link in the chat. Or let us know that you want to put your link in the chat, and we will put your link in the chat. Here's a view link right here. Come on over and see us sometimes. Okay, so that's it. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate your support, and I'm out of here. All right, bye-bye.
Ronnie Q, Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie in the morning while I'm driving. Ronnie Q. I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
Bye of you. You're a mess.